Hi, I'm Danielle. Welcome to Danielle's Garden, and today's video is me getting my life together. The garden is somewhat okay, but it's everything around it. I've got lots of weeds, vines, invasives coming up everywhere, growing more than I want them to, and I need to get the garden ready for the fall. So this garden is essentially 2 years old, and it was laid on top of what used to be tons of weeds. And this fence that shared with my neighbor grows a lot of Carolina something. It's a vine. I've got flowering vines, and then I've also got lots of weeds, smilax, just everything coming up. And I kind of kept it under control, but it also comes up along the side of my house, so I need to pick that. And it's just kind of coming up everywhere in this area. I keep a lot of other areas weeded, like the main front flower garden, but not so the veggie garden. And I need to get this taken care of so that I can start the fall garden on a clean slate. So let's just get to work. I haven't even gone beyond this area, but this is my pile right here of just cleaning off the fence, everything down here, and the stuff next to the watering hose. I'm trying to pick up my trash and put it on my ladder, and then I also got some of the vines from back in here in the tomato area, and I'm starting a pile in the walkway. Now what I have is to keep going from here on. So here's my pile. I'm okay with here, and then I just got to keep going. This was the worst of it, so from here on it should be pretty easy, except I just have to pull that. The main vine that I struggle with is whatever this is, because it has thorns, so I have to wear a glove to clean it up. So it often gets worse than all the other ones because I don't always wear gloves. I also think I'm going to take a minute and cut off all the leaves that have blight. I've got a lot of tomatoes still on these vines, and I want to let them grow out. So I'm going to cut off the blight while I'm also cleaning everything else up. planted 18 tomatoes still on here, and I still have lots of flowers. So this set of tomatoes I'm still gonna keep. That other bed, maybe going to the graveyard. We shall see. Also, this zinnia right here is massive and kind of all toppled over, and it does have some nice blooms on it, but it may need to go. Pull the squash and see what other weeds I can find. So here's my pile of stuff. I pulled vines from down here. This is smilax. So what I do is kind of risky, and I'll explain it over here, is that once I have pulled as much as I can, I come in with weed killer, the spray kind, and I just spray between the beds and the fence, because a lot of this is coming from the neighbor's side, so I just can't pull it. So what I'll do is at the end of tonight I will spray that, but I don't want to step on my tomatoes. Look, I have tomatoes down there, one here. So I pulled the squash from this bed. I pulled the squash from this bed. I also pulled the zinnia that was in this bed. And in here I pulled most of these weeds. My issue is that intermixed with my cucumber is a I can't think of the name right now, but it's the purple flowers, columbine maybe. And so I don't want to, I think this is probably columbine, but it's mixed in. So my cucumber is starting to peter out here. So it's probably going to get a few more weeks of cucumbers. But anyways, so before I pull all of that, I'm going to let my cucumber plant finish out, and then all of that will be pulled. And then you can see here, I had to leave this smilax. All of this is pulled. I straightened up the zinnia into the cage for now. And then here's all of my trash from today. And that pile as well. So this is where I'm going to end up having a bed, an L-shaped bed. So there's a lot of things going on, and bricks and tubs and trash that does need to be moved. but overall, I'd say I have at least 20 tomatoes on the vines still. Got cucumbers, got plenty of peppers. And what I'll come through and do is I'll sweep all of this up and put it back in the backyard, which is through that gate. Hi everyone. So it's a few days after the veggie cleanup, and I wanted to tack on a little bit of garden trimming and cleanup while the weather is nice. It's like 75, overcast, breezy. It's gorgeous, so there's no reason for me not to be outside. So I cleaned up a ton of weeds in the veggie area, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean up some of this sweet shrub behind me, this ligustrum over here, and some front pots that I have, and then we'll call this a cleanup video. So yeah, let's jump right into it. Okay, so this massive thing right here is my sweet shrub, and it came with the house. It's very mature, and all of the runners from it are coming up pretty high. I laid about like a 5-inch layer of cardboard and mulch, and it's overall holding really well, but they run about 4 or 5 feet even to this corner down here under all of that and then come up. So on my list is to actually purchase some sucker punch, and hopefully that will stop the suckers that exist right now, because this thing, it gets massive. I have to cut it back. I mean, it is insane. So I'm gonna work on cutting all of the suckers. I won't be pulling them up, but I'm at least gonna cut them and clean up the area. So next thing is all of the growth that's coming up on my ligustrum, I think, ligustrum. I tree formed this about 1.5 years ago. So it used to be literally like, I mean, just imagine it going down. I mean, it was crazy. So there are some vines growing up in it, but there's nothing I can really do about that because it's so densely rooted that, like, putting mulch down, I wanted to plant underneath it, but you literally can't even dig. So it just kind of is what it is. But I'm tree forming it just so that, like, some things are up off the ground and it's not just some big bulky shrub in the middle of my yard. But overall, I got out a lot of this small branches that are shooting straight up, and in the spring I'll probably go through and thin it out even more. I just can't do that with the hand pruners. One of the last main areas that needs to be worked on are these front two planters. These have angel wing begonias in them that are very, very tired, and they really don't look that great. So I'm just gonna come in and shake that around and pull them out because they just look terrible. And I'm gonna go throw them in my pile of like weeds and stuff. And I'm not sure what I'm gonna do for fall and winter, but these will soon get more plants. I just needed those out. Also, in my front two box planters in front of me, I have some things ready to go into them, but again, I'm not totally there, so I'm not planting them up yet. So we'll see what happens with these. Last winter I did an arrangement, and I still have some of like the stuff from that, but to be determined. But yeah, it looks kind of sad now, but those begonias did not look good either. Okay guys, so I'm gonna call this video officially done. I am so glad to have a lot of this stuff ready and going into fall. One of the last things that I'll need to do is the green stalk right here. However, I'm getting peppers on it, and so I don't really have like the heart to take it apart yet. I think I'm gonna do some greens in here, and then so I think I'm gonna do some greens in the green stalk, and then in the vegetable area I'm gonna do kind of everything else. So we'll see how it goes, but like the flowers, they're kind of dying out. They're a little brown on the bottom. The vinca is turning yellow. But I do actually have like a bell pepper. I have lots of peppers still that I need to figure out what I'm gonna do with. But anyways, so we're essentially getting ready for fall, which is awesome. So thank you for joining me for this cleanup, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.